These were just the reporting basics on a campaign level. If you then click on the campaign name, Facebook breaks it down for us on a per ad set basis. But before we dive deeper into our ad sets down here, let's have a look at the campaign metrics. The data is segmented into performance, demographics, and placement. Performance gives us the same data we've just looked at with one new piece of information, the result rate of 1.23%. And this is the percentage of users reached who've clicked on a link to one of our blog posts. If we now click on demographics, we do get a breakdown by gender and by age. And we can see the people who have clicked on our links, these are the blue bars, and the people we've reached, which you can see as the green bars in this graphic. Since we've only targeted women, well, the right half of the graph is empty. No bars here. Looking closer at the data now, we can see that the majority of the people we've reached were between 55 and 64 years old, because the bars here are the longest. But why is that? Well, when you compare the blue and the green bars for each age group, you might notice that the oldest age group is the only one that has a higher bar for link clicks than reach. So a bigger bar in blue than in green. And since this age group performed very effectively, Facebook prioritized this age group. Now we'll click on placement. What we can see here is the split of the advertising reach and clicks by placement. More than 90% of the time our ad was placed in Facebook news feeds and less than 10% on Instagram. Well, comparing the results and reach bar for each platform here, this is also not too surprising. Facebook had a much higher click-through rate than Instagram and therefore was prioritized in the ad delivery. As we can see here, these bars are pretty much the same size, whereas here the reach bar is much bigger than the click bar. Now let's move to the bottom of the screen. Here we can see the 3 different ad sets that we've set up earlier. The first one is our lookalike campaign, which targets people that are similar to the people who like our One Dog Woof page, more specifically the 1% in the US who's female and between 25 and 64. Then we have 2 different ads in this ad set featuring 2 different Christmas ornaments. Our second and our third ad set have the carousel ad in it. The second one has the interest targeting for crochet. The third one doesn't have it. If you now compare all 3 ad sets, you can see that the cost per click for the ornament ads was nearly 50% higher than for the carousel ad that shows the sea animals. So while the ornament ad set ended up charging us 97 cents per link click, the carousel ads only charged us 66 cents per click. Both carousel ads led to about the same number of link clicks, 113 versus 114, but the one without the interest targeting had a higher click-through rate, which might seem a little bit surprising. As you can see here, the reach was much lower than here, so the click-through rate was much better. But in general, better targeting should lead to higher click-through and conversion rates. So what happened here? Well, we have to keep in mind that a specific audience might see a lot of ads that communicate a similar message. In our case, crochet and craft projects in general. So for someone who's not familiar with this kind of hobby, an ad like ours might catch their attention even more and inspire them to learn more. However, this initial click out of curiosity might not actually lead to conversion. In this case, a reader who comes back again and again. And if we change the columns to engagement, we get an indication that this is what might have happened here. Click on engagement. Here we see the number of reactions, comments, shares, link clicks, and page likes our ad sets have received. And if you compare the 2 carousel ad sets, you can see that the one with the interest targeting has received a lot more post reactions, such as likes, and also generated 4 new page likes for One Dog Woof. This is one indication that the more targeted ads may ultimately lead to a higher conversion. Of course, it would have been even better if we could check the site's Google Analytics data for the people coming from this campaign indeed convert better. Unfortunately, we don't have access to that data here, but later when we discuss measurement, you'll learn how to go about evaluating this. Now let's have a look at the top row with our lookalike ad set that promoted the ornaments. If you look at the number of post reactions, post shares, and page likes, this ad set performed much better than the carousel ad. 229 people taking action, 63 post reactions, a comment, 33 post shares, 155 link clicks, and 13 page likes. But as you might remember, we have created 2 different ads within this ad set. So Let's have a look at how the two different ads performed. To do that, we click on the ad set itself. We're now in the ad view for this ad set. In the first row, you can see the ad that was advertising the snowflake ornament, where we used one large image. And in the second row, you can see the ad that was promoting the evergreen ornament, where we used a collage of images. And in the columns to the right, we can see how well both ads have performed. The snowflake ad has received 131 clicks at a cost of 92 cents per click, whereas the evergreen ad has only received 24 link clicks at a cost of $1.23 per click. And since the snowflake ad performed a lot better, Facebook automatically optimized the delivery so that the most users will see our snowflake ad. And you can also see this by looking at the reach. The snowflake ad had a reach of more than 11,000 people, whereas the evergreen ad only reached 2,100 people. And in the far right column, there's another indicator for ad performance, a metric Facebook calls relevance score. This is a rating from 1 to 10 that estimates how well the target audience is responding to an ad. And here too, you can see that the score is higher for the first ad. Finally, if we switch the column view to engagement, you can also see that the snowflake ad also led to more post reactions, shares, and page likes.